What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, motor's in, so that can only mean one thing. We're moving to the back of the car. We, in today's video, are finally going to start talking about cross members for the ladder bars and all that good stuff. I'm excited about it. Super awesome. I look forward to it, and it's really gonna change this car. Having a back suspension that we all like. Well, at least I like. I don't know if you guys like it. I like it, and that's exciting about it. So, gonna get these frame rails. Well, I don't know what's today. We're gonna hang some more strings. We're gonna get some more stuff centered. We are really gonna be working on getting the ladder bar cross member in, which is right over here. So we're gonna work really hard on getting this in. Hopefully in, if not very, very close to in, where the day afterwards we can weld it in. And then we're gonna be attaching the rear frame rails, attaching them back there, getting things moving, grooving, going on, which is super exciting. I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be great. So that's what we got going on in today's video. We are going to be working on getting the rear of the car finished up and started. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys had an awesome week. Happy Friday. Made it to the end of the week. I hope everything went well. Hope you guys had a great week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to get to work over here and start working on this stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, so we did a little bit of behind-the-scenes work as far as getting to the point where we can actually figure out where this cross member is going to go, and we pretty much have a good idea of where it's going to go. And well, let me kind of walk you through how we got there. So one of the first things we did was we figured out the length from axle tube to cross member. And what we did was, I just threw this together as a quick mock-up. We actually took the ladder bar that is right in here, and we actually took this ladder bar, we set it up, and we actually bolted it to the table, kind of how you see it, except it did have well, it was like this. Let's just do this. This obviously isn't bolted to the table, but it's set up like 85% of the same way that it was when we got our measurement. So what we did was we bolted it to the table. So obviously we have bolt holes, and we just found some that allow us to tighten everything down so it was just sturdy to the table and it wouldn't move. And what we did is we ran a tape measure from the axle tube where the beginning of this mount would be down, so we straight edge down, so we could run a straight line from here to here. Now, I know that looks like an iffy measurement, but after you bolt everything to the table and everything's tight, nothing's moving, you can actually get a pretty accurate measurement. I'm happy with what we came up with, and it worked out really well. And it allowed us to get a measurement, and like I said, it worked. Everything was bolted to the table, nothing moved, everything was exactly how you would set it up in the car. This obviously isn't even bolted to the table, so I just didn't show you that, but that's what we did. We bolted everything to the table, took our measurements, and we came up with 34 inches. 34 inches from the front of the axle housing to the front of the cross member tube. Here. So we took 34 inches and we wrote it down. And then we threw the tire in here. We threw the tire in where we thought it looked the best and where it was center-ish in the wheel well. From there, I took some measurements from up here, and I kind of got a brief measurement of where this tube was in the wheel well. So I measured from here to up here, kind of got a measurement of the center-ish. This is a little bit of ish measurements, but it works out pretty good. So from there, we went over here with a jack stand. We leveled this bar out. This is just in here for, just to show you what we have going on. This actually has to come out before I can even cut anything out. But we got our tube in the center of the wheel well. This is straight and it's also level. So from there, we ran a tape measure from, this represents the axle tube. This is the same diameter as that axle tube. And we ran a tape measure from here. And we ran it 30, I believe I said 34 inches, right? 34 inches. So I ran from here, 34 inches up, and I made a mark. That mark represents where the front of this tube, this is our cross member, is gonna go. So obviously I have to cut a little bit more of the floor out. I have to clean up the paint on here. And what we're gonna do is after I cut the floor, clean up here, we are going to hole saw into here and start working on fitting this up. Because once we get this level and fit up, we can weld everything to it, and then we can bring our axle housing into our ladder bars and make this whole suspension work. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of the plan and where we're at. So I still have the level on there. Obviously it's off, but that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of how we figured out where to put the ladder bar cross member was build a ladder bar, measure it out, put wheel in there to figure out the center of the wheel well, put our fake axle in here, measure the ladder bar length, and go here. Right here should be the front of this tube, and I gotta cut some floor out. So I'm gonna cut some floor out. I am going to clean up on the good parts of the car where we are going to hole saw in, and we're gonna hole saw, put a piece of plate over the tube so that way the tube is hole sawed into the car with a piece of plate all welded up, make it nice and sturdy, and it'll become our ladder bar cross member, which is really nice. So a little bit of cutting today, a little bit of cleaning up, and we should really have our ladder bar cross member started and maybe even finish today, depending on how good or easy it goes. And yeah, that'd be really sweet. So from there, we're gonna start working on ladder bar distance and as far as, how wide we want them, but that's gonna come in time. Our main goal right now is to get this cross member in, put it in where we want it to, where it puts our axle at a good area so the tire looks really good. And from there, we're actually gonna start building our frame rails and kind of extending into the back of the car. So that's what we got going on. That's just a quick little glimpse of where we're at today. I'm gonna get to work in cleaning all this stuff up, and I hope that kind of clears it up. Any questions? Maybe I'll read the comments, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? But that's where we're at. That's what we got going on with the ladder bar. That is, that's just plain and simple where we're at. I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna start cleaning these areas up and get them ready to fit the ladder bar in, because once we put that ladder bar cross member in, we can finally start building our rear frame rails, which will be super cool to place them on top of here and get them all fit up and at the proper distance. So that's where we're at. I'm going to stop talking and I'm gonna get to work. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna get to work. like you just saw, if you could see, if I filmed it right, cross member is in for the most part. It started really. That's where we're at. I am gonna make some plates that are gonna go over this, and then we're gonna weld the plate to the rocker, and then the cross member to the plate, so it's nice and sturdy. It's not just to this thin sheet metal. It's gonna be a nice sturdy fit. I gotta find center. I got to actually throw the trans in, get my string back, throw the rear end up there, and kind of get it nice and straight and figured out. So I have to clean out the whole back of this thing so we can start moving along. So we are going to start getting location for the cross member. Once we get that location done, we are actually going to be doing frame rails and kind of work that area. And then we'll come back, visit the ladder bar section, build the rear end, all that fun stuff. So how it's going to go kind of in the next little bit. So I can kind of tell you how the next few weeks are going to go on the Fairmont. We're going to get the ladder bar cross member in. We're going to build frame rails. You know, we're going to attach these frame rails, get that squared away. And then I think we are going to get this rear end housing. We are going to cut it to size, re-weld it, you know, weld the ends on, put the ladder bar brackets on and all that stuff, and start really building the suspension. So our main focus is back here and getting this all straightened up and all put back together, so that way it is more of a roller than not. I'm going to still do a bunch of tin work. I have to add a drive shaft loop tunnel through there, just a nice enclosure I'm going to do, and that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to kind of end this video off here. It's probably gone on kind of long. So yeah, the cross member it's in its location. It's plotted out. I have to add some plates to it and level it, make sure everything's perfect, but add plates to it. It is fit into the rocker. It's going to stay that way. It's going to stay long, so that way the tubes are in the rocker and it's not just floating. And then it's going to get plates welded to the rocker and all that fun stuff. Kind of like I explained before, but you guys will see that in the next few videos, I'm sure of it. I have to work on cleaning this all up, getting the transmission in, getting the rear end housing in, getting it all nice and straight so we know where that this cross member is going to land exactly, and make sure that we have good enough drive shaft clearance and that we're not gonna screw ourselves by putting it where it is right now. So with that being said, I guess kind of a quick recap is we're gonna work on getting that cross member in. We're gonna attach the frame rails to the car, and then we are going to start building the rear end housing and shortening it, and from there we'll do ladder bar attachment and really just get this thing back to a rolling car. It's not going to come off the chassis table yet. It is in a good spot. It's in a great spot to do tin work still, so even after it has a lot of the suspension in it and it can be a rolling chassis, I am probably still going to keep it up here. It's a good working height, and I'm just going to do tin work, put the drive shaft enclosure in, all that stuff. So we're in the next few weeks, it should be back to being a roller, which I think is pretty neat. Hopefully, I'm not 100% sure on that, but the way it's seeming, the way things are going, it's very, very possible. But we got that no prep coming up this weekend. I know Dave and I are going to go testing, allegedly, and we're going to go to the no prep, so expect those videos coming up too. Expect another ladder bar crossbar video of kind of getting it trued up and put exactly where we want it to go. So good things are coming. Content is being created. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to cut this off here. That's kind of where we're at. That's where we're staying for today. And I'll continue this in another video. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am for just the cool fab work that's coming up with this thing and what we got going on. So if you guys are excited, of course, subscribe. If you like it, share it to a friend. Greatly appreciate it. Super stoked. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.